Okay, I'm going to show you in the next short while the short inside story on this 2015 Nissan Pathfinder. On the front left tire, got about 40% tread on all season radios, down but definitely not out. Coming behind the front left tire, this is your left outer tie rod right there. That is tight. That is your outer CV boot on the left, good and dry, important because it's full of grease. That's your left lower ball joint. That is tight, critical, holds the wheel to the chassis. Your inner CV boot, see for yourself, good and dry. More importantly, look behind it. It's clean and dry there. That's a leak point there. If it was going to leak, it would leak right there, and I don't see any leaks. Now, speaking of, then in the bottom of the body here, very clean, not even any surface rust that I can see. Now, coming in on the front brakes, you've got about 20,000 K left in your brakes. Rotors very clean. This is your right, probably your left shock. Now, this shock is full of oil, and if it was leaking, you'd see it dripping all the way down here, and see it for yourself, good and dry. So brake-wise, leak-wise, suspension-wise, I'm not seeing anything of issue on the front left. Coming into the right front tire, about 40% tread, all-season radios, 20,000 K roughly left on your brakes. Rotors very clean. Coming behind the front right tire, your outer CV boot, pardon me, your outer tie rod, that's just tight, critical. Your outer CV boot, good and dry. Your inner CV boot, good and dry. Sway bar link connected from right from there up to there, both right and left side, good, and isn't connected and doing its job. Your strut, again, if it was going to leak, you'd see it right here because this is full of oil, good and dry. So brake wise, leak wise, suspension wise, I'm not seeing anything of issue on the front right or left. The bottom of the car, very clean. Exhaust, very clean. Yeah, no issues so far. Okay, coming to the right rear tire. Brakes about 20,000 K left on the rear as well as the front. Rotors, good and clean, no scores that I can see. Right rear tire, down to about 30%. That's actually about 20-30% down. Definitely want to be thinking about changing up the rear right tire. Coming behind the rear right tire, the outer CV boot, good and dry. The inner CV boot, a little harder to see there, but is good and dry. Suspension wise, intact. I don't see any issues suspension wise, brake wise, or leak wise. Your exhaust, very clean, no cracks, no breaks. Here's your spare tire. Got yourself a class 3 hitch, very handy. On your left rear tire, about 20,000 K, so about 20,000 K all the way around for your brakes. Rotors very clean. Tire on the rear tires, pretty much they're not out, but definitely down. Coming behind the rear left tire, you got your spring suspension, right and left, intact, doing its job. The outer CV boot, good and dry. Inner CV boot, a little harder to see, but good and dry. No leaks. Okay, yeah, no issues I can see with that. Yeah, your right and left rear suspension, good and dry, which is important. 229, 283, definitely not high K on these motors because they typically get 400,000 K. No check engine lights that I can see. Yeah. Okay, you do have a crack in your windshield, so that's something you want to possibly address. Now I'll take you out and show you the condition of the motor. Okay, 3.5 motor. And a shot of the exhaust with the motor running. Very, very clean. And the one thing I always check is underneath the oil cap to find out whether there's any indication of oil and antifreeze mixture, which would show up as white goo, which is a big problem, an internal leak. I am not seeing any indication of that in this car. In fact, all I'm seeing is that this vehicle has been well maintained and very clean, actually. Other than a cracked windshield and 2 rear tires, I don't really see anything of any concern or any immediate concern that you need to be dealing with right now. Hopefully it's helping make an informed decision. Thank you very much.